Welcome to the beautiful world of aquascaping, to the Green Aqua Gallery in Budapest on this sunny Tuesday afternoon. I'm supposed to tell you that this aquarium has overgrown a lot because we were waiting for you guys to see how it's trimmed properly. The truth is that we were so busy with all kinds of video broadcasts for you on YouTube that we neglected it enormously. So as in our previous episodes today, I'm going to show you what kind of technology we used in order to build this aquarium, and I'm also going to talk about the plants and the fish and shrimp that are living in this beautiful underwater world. This aquarium is a 650-liter tank. It's a standard 180p aquarium, which means that it's a 180 by 60 by 60 centimeters. And it has the whole layout has been inspired by Mr. Takashi Amano, who built a beautiful tank in Niigata, in the ADA Gallery in Niigata many years ago. And me and my business partner Viktor had visited the gallery in Japan, the ADA Gallery in Japan, and we saw that tank. That's a really beautiful tank. You can see that on the picture now. And that was one of the last works of Mr. Amano. Actually, not the last one, because the last one was this one, the Florestas Submersas in Portugal. And if you guys have the opportunity to visit Lisbon, you should definitely go by and stop by and see that beautiful 40-meter long aquarium built by the grandmaster of aquascaping, the inventor of the modern aquarium. And that aquarium is a great tribute to him. He died a couple of years ago, and the whole hobby remains really sad and empty without him. So the lighting above this tank is, oh, I looked into it. You shouldn't look into LED lights. Never do that, because then you're going to be blinded for a couple of seconds. All right, so 3 ADA solar RGBs as usual. The filtration is, we have two filters below this tank. We have the Eheim 2260, which is a classic Eheim filter, a huge one. You can see it on the picture now. And we use the Seachem Matrix and the Seachem Purigen in it. This is the main filtration. It's a huge 16-liter filter, which has 16 liters of biological filter media in it. On the right side of the cabinet, under the tank, we have another 2273 Eheim external filter. This one has biological filter media in it and some activated carbon. We are using 2 twin stars in this tank. And we're using also a UV filter to help us with all kind of floating algae in the tank. UV filters are mainly good for getting rid of the green water. If you have green water and use a UV filter, you will definitely be able to get rid of that. Similar to other tanks, we're using the Eheim 350 skimmer to clean the surface. This is very important because you need a clean surface to ensure that the gas exchange between the air and the water is working properly. If your surface is full with all kind of slime, then you will have an obstructed surface gas exchange, and that could result in a serious algae or oxygen or CO2 balance problem. So we are using a do-it-yourself reactor underneath this aquarium with the pressurized CO2 system. And we are also using custom-made lily pipes, glass lily pipes, because the tubing of this filter is bigger than the standard size. The substrate is the Aquasoil Amazonia, the usual Aquasoil Amazonia, as well as the ADA La Plata sand, which is the decoration sand in the foreground and on the two sides. And obviously we have the 88 Power Span Special M, which is helping the plant growth. The base layer substrate is very important. I didn't talk extensively about the substrate system in a tank. So basically you have two types of substrates. You have the general plant substrate, which is a clay-based substrate. It's good for the roots to be in, but you need something to have underneath that. So the substrate system is composed of these two elements. And the fertilizing substrate lays on the bottom of the tank. The thickness of it depends on how high the general plant substrate is. For like 4, 5, 6 centimeters of general plant substrate, it's enough to have 1 or 1.5 centimeters of base layer fertilizing substrate. But for higher substrates, you can even have like 20, 30 plus centimeters of this strong soil that needs to be covered in every aquarium by some kind of general substrate. We were using the Fuji stones to build this aquarium. Didn't use any glue to do it. If you want to see how we made this tank, you can click below, and we have a nice video on YouTube that will show you how we set up this aquarium and how we planted it, and you will see how many Fuji stones we used in this tank. About the livestock, we have the usual algae cleaning crew, the Amano shrimp, the Otocinclus affinis, the Siamese algae eaters, and the Cliton snails. We also have the Penduloach, the Corydoras panda, and the Bosamani rainbow fish, and the Puntius denisoni. So we have 4 types of fish in this tank, and we were trying to select bigger fish because we thought that it's for this kind of tank, the 180 centimeters wide tank, we would be able to show you a little bit more colorful and bigger sized fish. These fish will probably be too big for a tank of 120 centimeters, but here they look well, and they have really nice colors and they compensate the layout perfectly. As far as the fertilizing system goes, we are using ADA ferts in this system. We are using the ADA Brighty K, and we were using the ADA Mineral, as well as the Seachem XL to help a little bit the tank with fighting the algae. And we are dosing these through an auto doser, the GHL computer that Viktor is programming all the time. You can see some pictures of him sitting down here and programming this GHL doser. Fact is that you don't need to program the doser from a computer. You can do it wirelessly. But in order to set it up and have a firmware upgrade, you would need a computer. We have a weekly regular water change of 40% on this tank. Being a bigger tank, we don't need a 50 or 60% water change at this time. And it keeps the tank algae free, and I think I don't see any algae problems in this tank at all. So it's time to go to the trimming now. Check it out. This tank is really overgrown. As you can see that the stem plants had already reached the surface, and I would like to keep them at least 5 or 10 centimeters below the surface in the center of this aquarium. All right, so I'm going to start the trimming by stopping the filters, obviously, as last time. Stopping the CO2 as well. Here we go. And then take my usual tool set. All right, so after stopping the filters, I'm gonna go to start to trim the stem plants. I forgot to tell you that these plants are sponsored by Dennerle. Thank you again, Dennerle, for providing us with these good quality plants here. I'm gonna start trimming the Mato Grossense, and I'm gonna start trimming hard from the foreground. I don't really see what I'm doing here at this point because it is so overgrown. So I'm kind of half blind when I'm doing it. But I start to go one by one from the bottom here where I see the connection with the rocks, so I could actually move up from there. I'm going to ask probably Viktor if he has 1 minute to help me with taking out the remains of the plants with the fish net, because we have so many plants in this aquarium that it's impossible to trim when they come up to the surface. So for those of you who do not know, it is very easy to trim these plants because all of them are coming up to the surface. The only exception is the moss, which needs to be sucked out because otherwise it would float everywhere in the tank. As you can see, we are done with the first part of trimming the stems, and I have two big holders of remains of plants here in my hands. Obviously, there's a lot of plants that came out of here, and we're going to use the tops. As I told you, we're going to use the tops of some plants because they're beautiful red, and I'm going to put them back in. But before I do that, I'm going to do a fine tuning on the trimming itself. We are done with the trimming, 1.5 hours. It's a little bit more than for a smaller tank because we had to take out a lot of stem plants and we had to trim and suck out the water at the same time to get rid of the weeping moss that was floating in the water. And obviously this is a bigger tank, so it needs a lot of water, 650 liters, and we changed about maybe half of it now. So we changed 50% now because of the trimming. If you like what you see, please subscribe down there to the Green Aqua YouTube channel because we will keep you posted with all kinds of tutorials and inspirational materials and everything. Also, if you have questions and comments, please post them down there below us and we will answer any questions that you have regarding this tank or any other tank, as a matter of fact. And until next time, goodbye.